FlossTube. This is Barb with Lost and Floss. Welcome to a channel primarily about cross stitch and maybe a few other things. So today is episode 69 and it's January 10th, 2022. So Happy New Year. It's a really cold day here today, but bundled up and got outside for a nice hike with some friends, so hat hair. But I'm like, I just wanted to get this video done, and you guys don't care. This is going to be more of a non-traditional video. I did a ton of finishing this year, and so I thought it would be kind of fun just to show everything that I finished. So it's not necessarily stitching that was finished this year, but all sorts of items that were stitched pieces that actually got turned into the final product. So I hope you sit back. Everyone knows I love a parade. So let's get started. The only really must-do thing on my agenda for 2021 was I committed to getting all the word plays stitched, and that happened. I mean, it was tough going, and this is going to be the only exception to things that I haven't turned into something yet, just because I'm so excited to show them. But these are by With Thy Needle and Thread, and they're a monthly series, and I'm just so thrilled to have them done this year. I display them on a little bench, which I've showed previously many times, and also on Instagram, but it's just, I have 3 that I have to fully finish, so give me a little leeway on this one, because you know, it's everything else is going to be finished in this video, but I just wanted to show these. So here we go. So this is January, and I used a lot of different colors, and I stitched mine primarily on 32 count. I think one was on 20, let's see, 32 count. I think one was on 36. I don't know. Sorry. But if you really want to know, you can go back in the videos from last year and follow along. I probably give more of the specifics there. But I changed a lot of the colors in this series just because I wanted them a bit bolder and not so rustic. But love January. It's been fun to just pull that one out. Valentine's Day. Here comes February. This is the one that's a little different in size, so it's a little bit smaller. So either I was stitching them on 28 count, and this one's 32, or stitching them on 36 count, which I don't think I did. But I love this one. Just so darn cute. And this was one that Leanne had a couple stitches in, and she had started right up here. And so I just grabbed it and continued on. But I love the fact that some of those stitches are ones she made. And here comes Springy April. This one is definitely more vivid. Love that little bunny in the wagon. He's so darn cute. And the robins. This is May. It just reminds me all about gardening and the little wheelbarrow. I made a mistake originally when I stitched the wheelbarrow, and the fork to the wheel was like really long. It looked like a chopped out motorcycle. I'm like, I gotta pull that out. That's not gonna look good. And we go on to June. Just nice and bright summery colors. And July, and on a few of these I did change like a word or two, not too many, but I love the patriotic look of this one. Oh, I think I put the fireworks in. Those weren't in there. And I like how that turned out. This is one, oh, I skipped August. Well, I guess I'll show you that now. So, this is one that I haven't fully finished yet. I think at the time I didn't have any good fabric to use, but I love the tones in this one. So that's August, and I showed September. So here's October. Oop. With a thread to the clip. And she's cute with her plant growing out of the, whatever they call those things. Not a kettle, I can't think of the word. Not a crock, whatever it is. You're probably all screaming at the screen right now. And then, oh, geez, I'm really doing this helter-skelter. Here's September. This is another one of my favorites. I love the red and the blue together and the black. And then November. And I thought that was really cute. And finally, December. And use some of the called for colors and some of my own. So I can't say that I know what all of them actually are, but yeah, I'm pretty proud that I got that series done. Why I committed to it, I don't know. It was fine the first couple months. You're just going gung-ho and it's exciting, but I just hit summer and I'm like, oh, how am I ever going to get these done? Which I think is why I think the 3 months I didn't turn into things yet, because I just couldn't. That makes sense. I don't know. But I think I am going to, well, we'll see. I want, really, my only goal this year is to be better about finish stitching something and, like, within the next weeks, finish it fully, so that I don't have as much of a backlog. And, you know, some of it wasn't really my fault. It was, you know, I was working on some pieces of Leanne, so I've made a good dent in those this past year, so I feel kind of proud of that. But, you know, you just gotta keep working at it. So we're going to move on to some things that I stitched for Valentine's Day last year. I think this was I think I stitched this, yeah, I did finish this last year. This was from a magazine. I couldn't tell you exactly which one. It was a gift to a couple of us from our friend Chris, and she dyed the fabric, and it was like a little advent calendar. And so she provided the chart, the fabric, the floss, and I just made it into a little flat fold. And I love this piece. I have it out year round, and it's just kind of fun. And then this was a little freebie that I stitched with Weeks Love thread. That was another gift from Cricket. And yeah, just on a little nothing fabric. I think this was a freebie, so I probably gave the specifics in the video last year, so you can refer to previous ones from around this time of year. And this was the chart that was from Australia with Love. Originally, I can't remember exactly how it worked, but you were supposed to stitch the piece and then send it to Australia, and then they said, you know, you didn't have to do that anymore, just feel free to use the chart. But I love how this one turned out. I think I used my favorite, one of my favorite reds, Turkish red, Weeks. I love the variegation in it. It goes, you know, like mid-tones to darker, and not, I mean, it's subtle how it changes, so it's not, it doesn't get real stripy. Love that one. And then this one I had finished last year, and then I didn't like how I finished it, so I kind of redid it a little bit. I think this frame was maybe from the dollar store, but originally this is a freebie from 10E Modernist, and originally the heart, I had it going up and down instead of on an angle, and I didn't have the little decorative bow on there, and this actually hangs like this, so oops. So I like it so much better because it filled in that top part. So that was that one. I don't have one set series that I really have to finish up this year, but I'm going to try. I've been doing several little pillows from A Prairie Year by Prairie Schooler, and love this one. This was March. I made my little piece up here to look like a 3-leaf clover, and made my own cording and just some green fabric on the back. But I love this one. I think, you know, it's one of the few St. Patrick's Day things I have, so I need to work on that, getting a few more pieces done. Now we move into spring things. These are the Spring Trio by Waxing Moon Design, and I finished this one the year before last, I believe, but I had the other two to finish, and so this is the one with the rainbow called Showers. And then this one is Spring. Oh, maybe this is the one I did first. Well, anyways, 2 out of the 3 are from 2021. And then the Yellow House. I love the Yellow House. So I used, let's see, well, kind of coordinating backing fabrics, but not the same on all of them. Oh, let me think. This is Harrietta and Company, I believe. Let me see. Oh, I'm all over the place. Where did I put my... She's not Harrietta, she's Henrietta. But I think she's Harrietta. And let's see. I used a lot of the called for colors. I think she is stitched on maybe platinum. But as mentioned before, if you really want to know more of the colors, just go back in the videos. This one might have been more from 2 years ago. But I love her. And I had this frame, and I thought, oh, she works pretty good in there. So this one is With Thy Needle and Thread. Is it spring? You know, people who remember these things. I guess, you know, some people put it on the back, and that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But I don't know. You know, it's hard to say what's going to happen to these someday. spring something. It's with the needle and thread. And I just did a flat fold with the, according to Vonna's technique, which I love. And I love the fact that you can just tuck them into, you know, an arrangement so easily, and they look really cute. This is another spring piece. This is Bulb by Shepherd's Bush. I tea-dyed the lace to get it more vintagey looking, and then on the back I had a piece of vintage lace, and I love everything about this. I did spring for the buttons, and I think they look really cute. So this was one of the first things I bought, patterns that I bought, or charts, when I got back into stitching, and made a trip to Stitchville in Minneapolis, and I just, you know, I knew I wanted to stitch it, and, you know, now I look at it and think, oh, that could have gone, you know, much, much faster. As time goes on, you kind of up your game. This is Little House Needleworks Summer ABC, and many of you know the, I put it in this white box that turned out to be a toilet paper holder, but it looks really cute in there. I changed a lot of the colors, but, and maybe even some of the words, but I saw someone do it more in the patriotic, you know, manner, and I thought that was really cute. So that's what I did with that one. This is a Blackbird design one, Peace Rose. And I really, really like this one for every day. I did a little lace that I found in my stash with a little pearl bead. And then the vintage, I think it's lace seam binding that I had in my little box of goodies. So, really love this one too. Okay, let's gather up some of the patriotic stuff. So this is, I think it's Sweet Freedom Baby. Sweet Freedom Baby sounds like a song. Sweet Freedom Berry by Erica Michaels. I stitched this on 40 count Ren and did 1/1 for some of this lettering, which, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I did it. But did a little cute little seam binding topper with the star button, and I love the fact I got it done, and I think it turned out pretty good. So I didn't want a ginormous strawberry when I did it, and now I'm like, wow, I wouldn't have minded a ginormous strawberry. I think this is Happy Flag Day by the Trilogy. And I almost started this one over, and I'm so glad I didn't. Because when I looked at it again, I'm like, I can make that work. So that one turned out kind of cute. I think this is, it's a With Thy Needle and Thread. And is it like Uncle Sam and something. Yeah, and my little things that I have arranged in here are all off kilter, but go back and see it when I showed it originally, because it is kind of cute. I just made a pocket out of it, used Leanne's beverage top hanging idea, and I do have some more filler that I'm going to put in it this year, but at the time I just made some little felt flowers, and I'll stick some more stuff in this year. Someone had suggested using a flag, but I had done another patriotic one that I used a flag in, so I kind of wanted something different. This is another one of my favorites. It's Happy Birthday America. This was a kit that I got from the attic. It's a with thy needle and thread, and it looks like a little birthday cake. But when you look at the top, it's the stitch piece, which I love. It just makes me very happy. And I just used some scrapbook paper on the bottom, and the inside of the box is underneath here. So it was just a very cute little project and kind of fun to do. This is a Blackbird design. I really have to apologize. I am bad at remembering names of charts. It's from that Patriotic book that there's like so many good designs in. And I finished mine kind of as they suggested on a candlestick. And this is the stitch piece. I love this one. I could leave it out year round. But part of the fun is, like, I like to switch things out, so. And then, I think this one's Stars and Stripes. I might move this into, I have some flag or stars that have an opening. They're like a candlestick, so I might move, not a candlestick. Yeah, I guess they're meant to be the base for a candle. So I'm thinking about using this as one of them, maybe. We'll see. But for now, I consider it done. This was a freebie, 1776. And I think I have the link to the chart either in my video or on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as Lost and Floss 2. And I did switch the chart a little bit because I made a mistake. So I'm like, it wasn't one that I really wanted to stitch over. This is a Shakespeare Peddler one. It's the one that she does does in a little drawer. And because I have this sitting on a shelf, I just have a piece of my mind is fried today. Styrofoam or whatever. And then I just have this sitting in front, but I don't even have it in like tight, because I thought, like there might be something at Christmas that I could stitch and reuse this. So like, why have it permanent if I can use it for something else? And this was another freebie. This little spool with a thread on it. And just use a little contrast fabric in there. Some ruching around the end. And did this little star to cover the back where I used it to turn in stuff. But I think it turned out really, really cute. Are you getting tired? I am. So, we moved back to another one of those, a prairie year. And this is October. I used my own colors on this. I used overdyes. Made my own cording with Vonna's technique. And then just did this little piece on the back to cover my turn area. And I think that turned out really cute. This is Thanksgiving lineup by, was it by the trilogy? I can't, yeah, I think so. But this is pretty much, other than the pumpkin pie color, it's pretty much the called for colors. And I really like this little guy. kind of fun. I don't have a lot of Stitch Thanksgiving stuff because I don't usually have that holiday, and yeah, it's, you know, I love this, and it's fun to, oh, I see quality control. I see my corner coming up. I'll have to fix that. But it's fun to have a piece or two. Then I did With Thy Needle and Thread. I believe this is Bittersweet September. This was all the rage. And my friend Lisa lent me the chart because I couldn't get it, and I fell madly in love with it right away. And I love the fabric that I put on the back. I tried to like kind of figure out what would be a pretty arrangement of the leaves. So I think I held it up to the window with the front, so I kind of got an idea of how it would fit on the back. But this is one of my favorites too. I really like it. I use purchase cording on it, so it's a very simple finish. And then anyone who watches knows how much I love Scarlet House. So this one was Fall Frolic, kind of a Halloween-y. Guess I'm kind of going out of sequence. But I just used like a more primitive gingham on the back, and then jute, which I really do love on there, and just made like little, they kind of remind me of pigtail ends on it. And I love this one. Okay, then we move into the most wonderful time of the year. I think I am gonna say, I decided I'm gonna save like my 5 favorite finishes for the end. So hope you're still sticking with me. This is Christmas Welcome. Oops, there's a star stuck on the inside. Christmas Welcome by Drawn Thread. Love that one. And I just don't really have this attached. Like I can pull this whole thing out, and this is how I have it. So it pops a little bit forward from the background. I did that because the sides are kind of on an angle, and it wouldn't have fit on the very base. So, but it gets wider as it goes out. So I thought, that would be a really good way to like still use the thing and yet, have it be a correct size. And someone had suggested putting some greens in the bottom, which I think would be pretty. I just never got around to it. This is Cinnamon Stick Santa by Homespun Elegance. I had this frame, and I thought the tones of it looked really nice with this Santa. So I finally found some snowflakes that were kind of the right size. I was looking for maybe more metally, bronzy ones, but in the end, these are cheap white plastic snowflakes that I kind of kept painting and antiquing, and until I got the look that I was looking for. But I love him. He has that textury beard, and anything that has the vintage Santa look, I really, really enjoy. This one is Snow Joyful. And I stitched him bigger. I think he's on 28 count maybe, just to make him into a pillow versus making him into an ornament. And he used the little pom-pom trimmer on the side, which reminds me of snowballs. And I think he's really cute. Love the cardinals. This one is, I think this is Little House Needleworks, My House, from one of their Christmas series. The chart comes with, like, you're supposed to put a name underneath that. I don't even know if you're supposed to put no, I think you're supposed to put the snow, but Lisa lent me the chart, and so this is how she had done hers, and I thought it was really cute this way. So I'm like, why would I want to stitch more when it's perfectly cute that way? A couple years ago, Kathy of To Dye House gave me this chart with it was like a kit. It had the fabric and the floss, and I had loved hers, and it's by Drawn Thread, and I think it's called Candy Cane Christmas? I can't remember. But I found this little hanger that I thought, it's perfect size for it. So I just added a little fabric on the ends, and I think it's really cute. I love it. So, and I have the perfect spot between two doors just to hang the little thing. So it works out really, really well. This one is one of the ones that I kind of reverse engineered, that I had the finishing tray before I knew what I was going to put on this. It's Plum Street, and it's Winter Salt Box. And I did change the chart just a little bit to make it fit. But I love it with the trees, and if I had it to do over, I might do it on just a little darker piece, just so those lighter green trees show. But when you see it in person, they stand out more. Just little snowflakes in the air. So I love that. It was fun because I had this tray probably a couple of years, and so it was fun to finally get something finished. So this is the last one before I go into my top 5 finishes for, well, actually this one and another one are tied. So let's say 5th place is a tie. But this is Welcome Home, Plum Street. And I didn't put the wording on. I put some more snowflakes. And I love this fabric that I found. It kind of like alligator-y looking, but it works perfectly for this. And because it's not really Christmassy, I've left this out. And it was a lot of work. So I'm like, oh, I can't pack that one away. And some of these other things are a little bit more wintry too. So finally we have All Through the Night, Harry, Henry, and Jack, or as I always called them, the triplets. And I use the black frame for Leanne's triplets. So then I was like, well, what do I use for mine? And then I found this tag frame marked down, I don't know, was that Michael's and I'm like, oh, I bet you they might work in there. And I think they look really cute in there. So a little bit bigger than her finish, but it's another thing that, looks really cute hanging on the wall. And I love these little guys. I mean, the pants and his joyfulness looking up to the sky. And I love this guy's reindeer sweater. Really, really cute. So that is tie for 5th place. 4th place is Broderie au Paris by Sue Hillis. I used Cranberry Belle Soie and I think icing as well. And then just pulled some old buttons out of my button box. This frame, I love it in this. I mean, it looks really old, but it's like a cheap frame that I rubbed a little gold on and then antiqued it a little bit. It had been really like high gloss black and it looked really cheap. But I'm really happy with it now. So I think it picks up the tones of the darker buttons that I use, which was nice to add a little bit of contrast to it. Okay, then number 3. And this one I didn't actually finish. I had it done. It was my first piece to have done professionally. This is after, oh, see, now I'm going to get the halo glow. Maybe that's better. This is After the Roses. Kathy of To Die House and I did the sale. So I guess I'll leave it back. Oh, you're going to get the little reflection. This is museum glass, but I guess it's still has a little shine to it. But I did this on 32 count autumn under the sea fabric and all the called for colors. And I love it. It was a chart that the second I saw it, I think it was released at market, I'm like, I have to have that piece. And it was fun stitching it. I had never done, I forget what they call those, where, you know, they're all the same in all 4 quadrants. Oh, I just realized I have 3 more. So if that's in 3rd place, then we have a tie for 2nd place too. I should have had my top 7 finishes. So these are some Scarlet House items. Merry and Bright. I love this one, and it really was kind of fun to stitch. Didn't take all that long. I think I used mostly called for colors. I know the Spanish moss, I used some other variegated gray instead that I had. And then this was my Christmas finishing fabric of 2021. It just had these little swirls on the back, but it seemed to match like almost everything I was stitching. So I attached some little vintage greenery on it and a piece of cording that I made and just a few berries. And I kind of hate to put it away, but you know, there's other fun things now for this time of year to put up. This is Jingle All the Way, another Scarlet House. And I forget what the green color is, but it's a 36 count. And I used the Cranberry and Icing Belle Soie, again, by Classic Colorworks. And this is pretty much by the book, as far as the chart. And then I made these grungy bells. These were other very cheap looking bells that I had. And originally I was thinking about putting them at the bottom, and then I thought, oh, they'd be really cute, like tied on to some cording on the side. And so I painted them and antiqued them and roughed them up a little bit. And I think they really look like they're old, at least in my book. But I'm old, what do I know? So, yeah, this is tied for number 2. And I think a lot of you who watch regularly are going to know what my favorite finish was in the last video. These are from Veronique Angers' book. When I picked it up, I found another one. Oh, well, it's not in the top 10. It's just addendum. But, so these little stitch pieces, which I showed in my last video, but I know, I apologize for the lighting. I was recording at like right before midnight, past midnight, and I forgot to turn my light on, so my Christmas tree is really in focus, but I got a number of comments about that it wasn't very clear, which I agree, it wasn't, but right before the holidays, like, who has time to do it over? Not me. So this is what you see. So there's 3 little cross-stitch pieces in here. The girl with the mailbox, the letter with the poinsettia, and then this postage stamp. There's the little girl. And I just mounted them on a piece of mat board, and then I used like just some scrapbook paper on the back, and I put them on like a wooden skewer you would use to make cookie pops, and then put a piece of styrofoam inside the mailbox and some greens, and these little pieces were place cards, and I did the same thing. I put them on a wood pick and then tucked them into the styrofoam, and then some are the backs of them, and just wound a little of the ribbon, black and white gingham around to replicate the black and white on the inside. And this was another piece that I just bought this, like, I think it was at Michael's at the end of the year. No, it was at Joann's, and I maybe paid $3 for it because it was like the 90% markdown, and I'm like, I could do something with that. And so I kept thinking, what am I going to do? And then this idea came to me, and I just love it. So I hope you do too. And then this one I forgot to show. This was a freebie that my friend Chris had found, and I liked it so much that she tracked down the source. So I think I put the link to it in video number 68. So if you're looking for it, go there. But I just use Turkish red and, tried to move it around so that the variegation was pleasing. And it's easy to do with this one because it's not quite so crazy. And then I just put it on like a little hanger instead of doing a loop, and backed it with Christmas of 2021 fabric. And yeah, that was it. So in addition, I finished a number of things for my friend Lisa, and I finished some of Leanne's pieces. So maybe, I don't know if I took pictures. I might have taken a little video. I'll try to put things in here if I did. If not, I probably showed them in videos throughout the year. So you can always go back, and if they were something of Leanne's, I would always indicate that. So I feel good. Like, I really have never counted up. It gets confusing because it's like, so many things I finished one year and then I fully finished them another year, and so I don't really know like when I finished what, but I think I got a lot of pieces finished this year, and things that weren't all just like real quick stitches. Some of them were more project type pieces, so that always feels good. But I've learned to throw in a number of quick stitches too. Otherwise, it's just too daunting. It's like you don't feel like you're making any progress or have anything new to put on display at your house. So I guess that pretty much sums up my year of 2021 finishes. I'm going to also make another video now, more traditional. I stitched on a bunch of things over, what I consider winter break. And, but, I guess I probably want to share more, like, what my plans are for 2022, what I hope to get accomplished. And I got some new stash for Christmas that I'm excited about. And, there's other things that I normally would share in a regular video. So, yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this parade. And, stay tuned. I probably won't I'm going to try to record that video now, but I probably won't get it edited for at least a couple days. So, if you like what you see, please subscribe. Check the little bell so that you know when I have a new video, since I am rather sporadic. And we're getting close to another 1,000 milestone that, I like to do a giveaway when that happens. So, started gathering a few things. When we reach that point, we'll, do that. And the last one, I think everyone except for our Canadian friend got their charts, so that was good. I always feel good when I hear that people have received them, because you're kind of wondering. It's like, oh, did they make it or not? So I just got a birthday card in the mail. Not from anyone. It was like, junk mail class, but it said happy birthday, and my birthday was in September. I'm like, oh, where's that been sitting? So anyways, yeah. So I hope you watch video number 70 as well, and really wish that everyone's having a great start to their new year. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oops, and I almost forgot these. Baker's dozen of Santas. So cute. Duvet. This one she stitched for her brother. This is all through the night. These are 3 separate charts. Harry, Jack, and Henry. Jack is the middle guy. Really, really cute.